Another fucking boring ass day in the market. But I do think that reviewing what has been done today in slow motion or not, right, is a story that needs to be told for sure. So we came back down, right? We had lower time frame breaks. I'm looking at IWM right now, but this is obviously going to be true for the majority, right? We went down, and on the cues that was on the money with that target underneath us, we came down, tapped that 462. So what happens after that, right? Let's put ourselves, and this is important. I hope everybody is here. What does this accomplish, right? And we'll see if this changes anything. But there's two questions that need to be asked, right? What are we bouncing off of, and what are we grabbing hold of? So the answer at the moment is, at least on the cues, the previous 3-day range. We pulled ourselves back in, right? We bounced off of the area where you're supposed to do what? What do we do when we hit a sell level and we're sellers and we want to? What do we want to do? It's in the workshop. I talk about it all the time.
Pass that baton.
Pass the motherfucking baton, right? You don't care if they grab it or you got to shove it wherever. You want them to take that baton and run with it. And in this case, you bounced. So buyers took that baton and it's farther away. So we have the 470, 469 support here on the IWM, and this is not the 24-hour, but we were able to pull ourselves back up onto that floor. So we've recovered all that we have lost, and sellers just exerted a lot of effort to try and push us back down. So maybe by the end of the day, we can flip this thing green. That would be super duper dope. On IWM, right, you have a little bit more empty space up on the hourly where you could go and really it's a punch through that very small hourly box, which I have all messed up, but that's where we would look for a new high. So what I said this morning about, technically we're opening up in range. Yes, we're getting this pullback, but what is that leaving behind? And lo and behold, we moved down, we retested levels. IWM bounced off of a previous lower time frame box that it had and popped itself right back up. So on a technical level, there is no signal. On a fundamental, or at least when we're looking at my strategy, what the story says that sellers tried, at least today, and they failed. That doesn't mean they can't go at it again, but there's certain things that would have to be done in order for that to occur. And this is going to be the same story on SPY, right? Same thing, same difference. We come back down, retest major levels, and then we bounce. And this one, as a matter of fact, and then this is just proving my point. When I say the first green candle to your left, I really mean it, right? And that represents, as you move down, you'll start to see the floor. Now we know why, right? And not only do we know why, probably go ahead and place one of those there and say that over 554, right? And over this mark here, we have the potential for new highs. So as of right now, again, there is no signal, but there is an incredible amount of whiplash that could be driving certain sellers out of their position. So is it worth speculating on? I'm going to, right? But I want everybody to understand why. And I'm going to say this again, but you don't want to, if you don't have a clear setup and you're somebody who needs to have a clear setup, this is not where we try and, finagle half of our account into it. So, yeah, thank you guys for tapping your screen. Appreciate it. So anyway, SPY, Qs, IWM bounced, pulled themselves back up, and could potentially flip themselves the other way with that tension. So now I will say sellers did put up a pretty nasty rejection on everything, right? Trying to keep this lower so it if we do end up closing closer to support, and we'll see how this ends, we have plenty of time to accomplish something. But if we get closer to a red candle close below that support, it could still be red. So today's candle close on the 24-hour closer to the end of the day is going to be super important. So you're saying there's a chance. That's exactly right. I am no promises, but the tension in here, the volume in here, you got one headline, one comment from the right person about the right thing, and it cracks this fucking egg. And I don't give a shit where it goes. Right now, obviously, the needle's pointing more towards flipping and reversing now, right? The downside instinct I had was obviously true, but it didn't go anything or go for anything more than a retest. So, been a nutty month most I've ever made. Been a nutty month most I've ever made. Crypto is giving us signals. That's good. I'm not a crypto guy. So that being said, all three ETFs, Qs, we got to get it over 475. SPY, this one has a candle close on the 4-hour here at 554, excuse me. And then on the 24-hour, it's just literally opening up above the candle open from today. So a gap up, right? And we could definitely see, and I will say there's two targets for me, and this is not going to make sense for a lot of you. There's two targets that I have. Target 1, 561.50, and target 2, 571. IWM is a little different. That one, if it was to flip to the upside, first green candle close to my left on the 24-hour is 198, right? And on the 4-hour, it's still 197.37. So it's not much up there. So, but I will say IWM, even though it did bounce, right? We also have to look at it from the other side of the coin. As a seller, you're still doing a pretty good job at keeping price sunk. So it's something to take into consideration going into today's close. That being said, if you guys have anything you would like for, if you guys have anything you would like for me to take a look at, I'll go ahead and grab this. And today is, what is today? What is today? Who is today? Wednesday. All right, I'm calling the computer guys today. I'm waiting. So Microsoft, Meta, Hood, QCOM. I don't know what the fuck Green Brick is. It's got to be cannabis related. We'll take a look at those really quickly and see if they have an earnings setup going into today. All right, so now I've never really had a great eye for Microsoft. Just the way it moves is so it's a dinosaur. But you are going into earnings directly up against resistance. And this reminds me of a little bit of, was it Hood? I forgot what just took off on earnings, and it was right up against the floor there. So my first target here on the upside, which, again, I'm not saying this for any other reason than you can use these as price targets. But I would say 407 if you make that decision. This isn't necessarily something that I would want to take part in because Microsoft contracts move like hot dog water. So I'm not a big fan of trading Microsoft at all. But that, to the upside, it's not the worst thing I've seen. On the other side of that trade, you're pretty empty. So falling down here, right, you would have this 375 mark, and if that breaks, I could definitely see a revisit down here, and that would be underneath 366, and then if you break 357, maybe new lows. But yeah, it's not my favorite setup, but anyway. So Meta is next. Meta is going to be extremely expensive. I don't even have to look. I know. It's gotta be. Okay, so I mean, kind of obvious target, I think, right, would be directly up at the top, and you have gone into earnings with some, maybe the contracts wouldn't be too bad. I don't know. You guys have to let me know. I'm not looking. But you do have a punchback potential up, right? And that would give you a good gap fill and maybe a 587.84. And that would be the first and most obvious target. Outside of that, it would be 600. And then from there, you're looking at a 24-hour potential to punch back through here at 605. So again, you know, maybe you get a pop hit up there. But yeah, that first target to the upside is pretty clear. Downside, it just, you know, I again, when you're, I could just say this: the top and the bottom of this structure are both of your targets. I do find it interesting you're bouncing off of cost basis though. Or, yeah. Oh my god, I forgot
It's
to
a
turn
downward
off.
channel as well.
Yeah, I forgot to turn off the music, so oh well. It's gonna be restricted in some countries. I turned it off. God damn. All right, that's meta. Let's take a look at Hood. You know what? I don't know. I'm trying to envision what could happen here. I mean, this thing looks like it could have a clear shot here to 61. But again, it's just like any other play. When you're directly up against resistance, it would be underneath here of 45, basically 45 bucks, 45.35. You know, that's where you would move down, and I could only really place a target around 36.75. But you know, the upside definitely has. You need a move. You know, it is empty space. So I think the long and short of this is getting rid of the channel. And I mean, you are up against resistance, but that's the deal, right? And then the empty space above that is, like I said, to that 61 target. So, I mean, again, earnings like this, we're not really getting like a Schwab signal. But it is right up against resistance. So yeah, I would say a 61.60 area. Potter drinking that 3 a.m. wake up, nice flex with that water. That's right, Saratoga, brought to you by hold on. Stamford, Connecticut? What the fuck? I forget that Connecticut even exists. Does anybody in here live in
That's
Connecticut?
where I am. I'm right there right now, brother.
No shit. You might be the only Connecticutian. What is that even called? What are you guys called? I don't know. Kinetic sand?
I'm from Mass. I'm from Mass originally. I moved here for a girlfriend.
Oh, nice. Are
Hey,
you
Garrett, I know
bringing me
you're
this
looking at
cat? Of the. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. All right, have fun picking up the kids. It's windy out there. You better watch that dress, Marilyn. That's going on YouTube. You live in Connecticut? Damn. Sorry for, casting you guys out. I didn't know you guys existed.
Yo, Garrett, I know you're looking at earnings plays, but my
I'm done.
mRNA alert just went off, bro. Looks pretty solid.
Again, you really don't have. You're almost there. So if you took it before, you could try to use something a little lower time frame. You got empty space up above you in the most recent price action at 31.38. Gap fill is 31.30 or 31.11. So if that fits your risk to reward, I mean, it is mRNA, something that I typically get time on. If I do trade, but you are leaving that area of consolidation, so I don't hate it. $30 and 31.50 or 31.30 would be the two targets above me.
Yeah,
mRNA has earnings in the morning too.
Oh, it does it? Okay. That's a different story. You lied to me, AB. You lied to me.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed that. So,
Look at the weekly gap up to. I mean,
Garrett's voice just radically changed on his recommendation.
I don't think anything would ever make me like mRNA ever again.
you know what? Unless the world knock on something. Hey, quiet there, little kitten. Unless something bad happens where we all need to get vaccines again or anything of that
Yeah.
nature, that volatility is gone. I
Yeah.
mean, that here's
You remember
this.
when we traded it last year? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrid.
2020 equity. That's the only thing.
Little homie, you got to stop climbing out of the thing. Oh my god. Oh my god, it is. It's climbing out of the laundry basket. All right, if you're on YouTube, sorry, I'm fostering kittens here. Coco, get your damn nose out of there. Man, I really need an editor, like one to edit my videos every day. All right. So yeah. Anyway, I guess take that into consideration. Earnings is tomorrow. So, all right. Other than that, QCOM maybe. Are you gonna really make me chart one-handed here? Yes, I am holding a small cat right now. Let's see here. 24-hour. Homie apologizes for fostering a kid and the world doesn't. Get out of here, dude. Earnings setup. Hello. There is not one. Well, hold on. Shut up, Garrett. Jump to conclusions like that. You don't like that? What do you think, kitten? I just think 150, 350. That doesn't look great. I mean, maybe you can shoot 2 cost bases, but anyway. Flexing with the cats too. Yeah, well, this one was free and it's costing me money now, so. Peyton and her abandon. I mean, she does a pretty good job fostering. Look at me. When she found me, I was sleeping. I had no power. She cleaned my house. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, if you guys have anything you want me to take a look at, let's do that now. All right. Can I look at? Yo, David, what the fuck was this message? Chief, from this morning?
Yikes.
Hold on 1 second. My KY, chill out. That's funny. Yeah, I know. It is trying to escape. All right. Let's see here. NU or mRNA got that one. SMTC. I missed NIM. SMCT weekly candle is, you know, I don't know. That's not the super exciting. Oh, I've already charted it before. Oh my god, you are fucking chilling. Jesus Christ. Habla español. No español. Muy gringo.
Wow.
Muy chiquito.
Well,
Ay, Dios mío.
I mean, okay, so A, you are above the candle closes, but you're building a box between the candle closes and the wicks, which means you're like a ping pong ball with no volume. So yes, you're up against it. Yes, you know, it's a decent candle close. But I mean, it's a crapshoot, you know, whether or not you get this to 3250 and 3380. So 3384, sorry. King White Boy. Do I have any positions for overnight? No. What else do we have? Nim. I stand by what I said this morning. And if this is any indicator on how we're going to head overall, I mean, you wick up, you fall fast. What the fuck? Fall fast, and then you retest, and now you are fading back down, right? So use the candle close. Okay, that's a circle, not a box. That was pretty stupid. Right there, 51.98, right? That's where we want to see that candle close to get to that wick. Yes, they are. And 50-50 is now the confluential psychological number channel target. So if I would personally still be short until above that wick. Above that wick, let's skedaddle out.
Hey, Pata.
Yeah, what's up?
We went over Tesla yet?
Do you want to go over Tesla again? Are you asking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Again? No, I didn't know if we went over it because I was looking at it on a close today. If it claims that floor that it's trying to like,
It's intriguing.
play around right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is an incredibly intriguing setup for sure. A, we're at the median here. B, you've got empty space to lead you to the top to get you to this little fucker, right? Which is a perfect little 1 hour channel. And you would be
I
going
was
up
looking
for,
at that 303 target, but just
yeah.
a more conservative, not 291.
I mean, fuck it. I would say
That level right there.
yeah, I see it.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Will you stop struggling? Pause. I know. Chill out. Calm down.
Just let it happen.
Yeah, fall off my shoulder onto the ground. Okay, psycho.
That's what she said.
You're fired.
You're fired. That's right. SMCI. Yeah, can you please chill the fuck out? There you go. All right. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty straightforward. 303, 302.50, cost basis 305, and then beyond. You know, maybe that's where you manage your position, leave runners, all that good stuff. So. You're hungry. Okay. You gotta wait. What else do we have? NU, did I do that one? NU, how about? No. Let's let it ride. I am. Just let it ride. I mean, at this point, right, you've got a couple days left. You got the median here at 1272. You know, the candle close isn't bad. Our worst case scenario tomorrow is you make another candle in here, which will just decrease, which means that probably Friday it'll finish the move. But yeah. All right. I didn't M. SMTC. Yep. Apple. Yeah. Wing looks spacey too. I missed Wing this morning. And it was just so expensive. Okay, is this earnings? I just have it up there. Apple, where's Apple? There it is. Okay, Apple. Wee. I mean, this is kindergarten shit, right? 216. Right, that's the first and most obvious target. 220. And if that can happen, you know, 226. All right, dude. It is not a bottle. That is my finger. Ew, that feels so weird. Stop it.
It's trying to lick your chest, puppy?
Huh? No, it's my finger. It's trying to fucking eat my finger. It feels weird. Feels weird. All right.
Let it happen.
Let's see here. It doesn't have any teeth. It's pretty funny. Apple earnings. Yeah, AMD.
Lucky you.
Shut up. Eesh. Okay.
Bro, that made me laugh out loud for real. Bro, what?
Damn. It's fucking man, I tell you what, that looks fucking crazy. 101. Sorry for cussing, kitten. 101. I mean, that is the most obvious and first target up above us.
Dude will cuss in front of his kids and then say sorry to the kitten.
Sorry for cursing. Yeah, this is a fucking like 8-day-old cat, so it's in need of constant care. Peyton just assumed, and she was right. I folded immediately. I didn't even argue. Honestly, that's not bad. Really, is something fat? Oh my god. I might have to try that one. That's got to be too cheap to fucking say no to. I mean, 1108. I gotta try. Yeah.
The
I'll
10 and a halves are like 4 cents.
Yeah, I might have to chuck like $1,000 at that thing for 2 weeks out.
I was gonna say the 11s for May 9th are only 4 cents.
Hey, get back to editing. No, I was kidding.
Hey, I'm taking a mental break day.
Did you file a request with Ivy?
Me and Ivy go way back. What do you mean?
Ivy discipline after hours. All right. You see this, dude? My employees just laugh at me when I try and punch them. This is sick. All right. So paper tray or your paper.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I think it does to. Yeah, it has one today. So for AAL. I see personally, I see the 1075, and then you got a little fucking gap right there, and then 1115. So that mark would be the target-based contracts. You said those are 4 cents. So, but that's for 2 days out. Does it have earnings or something? Anybody?
It just had earnings.
It just had earnings and it didn't react.
And this thing chops usually, right? When it, like even going up.
What'd you say?
Like this thing grinds up.
It does, but I mean, it's been smushed down enough where, I mean, sure, take 2 days out, but 9 days, 1050s are 15 cents, you know, 11s are 6 cents.
I was looking at the 11s if I played this.
I mean, that would just allow you to grab, you know, have time and stack. Yeah.
I was thinking like 50 of them.
Yeah, I would say like 50. This bounce is really what gives it away. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying, I would rather start with $100 than start with paper. I'd rather start with $50 than start with paper. Your funny little box just made me $1,400 on features. If you said that behind closed doors, dude, someone fucking cool. All right, so
beat up.
Ridiculous. Is Walmart? What did Walmart do? Did it go? No shit. So it should be on. It should be on. You should be looking at the top of this structure. I will tell you a secret though. I was concerned. Well, you can. This is still a lower time frame box, but now it's 97.44. So the only way that this goes wrong is I fucked up my box, which I don't think I did, because you have beautiful consolidation right underneath what we perceive to be as cost basis. And even if that is true, and this is a lower time frame box, that serves as your safety net. So if you're in, this is a great start. Good candle close. You're looking for a move outside of 98.80 and fill up the rest of that empty space. I think it could go hit 102.55 if it does accomplish that. So, yeah. Thank you guys, by the way, if you're on here tapping your screen. Appreciate you. Damn, is my mic super loud?
Also, Potter, 102 for May 9th is only 20 cents too. I might not play this just because I feel like I'm late, but
Hold on a second. My crisp is fucking up. Yeah, that's right. Analog focus 1, 2, 3. Okay. Why is the volume so high? Can you please stop, kitty cat? Mic check. And there's noise suppression on top of it. That's wild. Okay, sorry about that. Mic is perfect. Oh, is it okay? Cool. It looked like it was pulling in feedback. All right, Walmart. Let's see here. J Blue. I'm blue. If I was green, I would die.
They just had earnings as well.
I mean, I can't, I can't even. Watch 445, but I would be targeting 475 right off the rip. That's odd, but all these airlines have earnings, don't react, so the move should come after. Looks like the Qs are taking a positive push here towards the end of the day.
Everything's taken off as soon as you cover airline.
Wow, look at you. How many times have you done mushrooms? SMCI ER setup, EL.
Microsoft's pushing everything.
Is Microsoft going up?
Yeah, Microsoft's going.
Did they let their shit out early?
Won't be the first time.
Filled up that empty space. Definitely have, if your shit is just at resistance, have some hedges. But next week or 16 on AAL. I liked 11s for May 9th. Good risk to reward. Cool. EL for earning setup, it's not bad. You got to look at the risk to reward slowly. What'd you get a prize for? And look at that 64 target. Hi, welcome back. Wait for mommy. Wait for mommy. There you go.
Garrett,
Hi, buddy. How are you? What's up?
real quick for the Qs, does it need to close above 476 to be?
Honestly, I mean, it doesn't need, right now, this is about as good as it gets. 483.50. 483, on the Qs. We can't ask for much more than this as far as a candle close is concerned. It should turn the tide up to the upside. Hedge for today's low. I'm sure you could hedge really, really well. I'm not looking right now. I'm going to wait here just a few more seconds, but I'm probably going to look at a Q, and then what is IWM doing? Still red. Yeah, we're going to leave that one alone. SPY. That SPY has a good target of 561.21. So, I mean, that's a big fat fucking move. Qs. Yeah, I mean, I like, I know there's going to be 478 on the way, but 483. So maybe the earnings do really well. If you're going to take tomorrow's trade, it might, you kind of have to use this previous high over here to your left. So ARM just
the monthly close too, Potter.
Yeah, that's right. Is today, oh, there's no 31st this month? Must not be, obviously. McDonald's down. Apparently John's not loving it. I wouldn't fight that. That looks like it's going to launch. If I'm being honest with you. You already had your rejection and then you come right back up to swing again. Yeah, I mean, I could see that one going higher, man. I don't really see anything that indicates a reversal, unless you lose the 312 floor, fall back underneath 310. So SMCI. You got lower time frame trades. Obviously, empty space here. First target will be 632.76. Looks good for a move back up there. Lower time frame. Obviously, this is all empty, so yeah, it's got to be 32.50, and that should be 32.50, 32.70 should be right around your imbalance. And I mean, if you've already taken it, you're above 3109. So you got to. Everybody should have that on their checklist. What's above? What's below? Where does my setup fail? Amazon, did I look at that one already? Yeah, I mean, maybe you have a chance to finally get up and out of this box. I believe it has earnings due soon, or did maybe. But it's over 192.84, and then you're immediately met with a box, which kind of takes away the luster of it. But 199.32 is the target off of a break here, which you've got 4 candles moving down, so you need a 4-hour punchback with that 188.75. eBay.
I was looking down.
Oh, really?
What? I just was wondering your opinion. You think it more likely to go up because of the bounce there?
At least with the empty space underneath you, recovering channels can be a pretty big deal. So something like that, right? With the empty space up above you, I mean, when it moves up, right? Especially like this, where you bounce off of a major floor, I'm looking at what needs to be recovered, and if that fails, that's what indicates to me. So like 185.46 would be that mark. Damn. All right, 5 minutes, folks. Here, things are obviously moving. If you're yeah, no problem. If you're taking things long or whatever. Yeah, it's hard to imagine a reversal tonight. It is hard to imagine. Not impossible, but hard to imagine with this bounce and flip back up today. So.
To the moon.
Just temporarily.
Good thing I'm still in those calls.
Oh my God.
It's long though.
Yeah, Qs have 483, but those are
They're pricey. The 483s, damn.
yeah, they are pricey.
I got those SPY contracts when you were talking about them, and I just got 15, and those fucking things are already up over $1,000.
Yeah, they're ripping. Let's see here. Yeah. So I mean, take SQQ if you can't do the Qs.
Yeah, I got in the Qs at 472. The 480s per dollar.
Yeah, maybe you just need to buy less or find something else to trade in correlation with it if you can't afford it. Whoa, dude, listen, I don't know who's asking, who's asked for eBay. Judge Jules, listen, I think TTI like took it here or some shit like that, and it just has proceeded to on the weekly since fucking October of 2024 to pretty much stay in the exact same range. So the way that I see this is, regardless of earnings or not, which maybe that's with the consolidation you have, that could be a huge factor. But you're looking at a 71.40 maybe break, but at the same time, I don't know. That's an ugly break. Yeah, honestly, I feel like this could go both ways. I don't really have great analysis for something that moves like this. It's beyond the 1, 2, 3 rotations, so everything is going to be localized as far as time frame. You're going to have to be down on the 68, on the 4-hour and 2-hour to kind of watch how the inner workings are, but it's rough. I know. All right, a couple minutes here, folks. My hedges, because I'm not going into any event right now without small one, got to be in the 455 area. Again, worst case scenario. And those are stupid cheap. I mean, you could go 460 if you want to get closer. Yeah, that rip at the end of the day, though, that leaves behind some nasty empty space. So you need to see a really dramatic rip off of this overnight. All right, 2 minutes left here. WH. Wyandotte Resorts and Hotels. I'm going to give you the same. It has earnings, so maybe that's the thing that gets it off of this tension. It has been beaten to shit and sitting on top of a major weekly, massive weekly top, right? So, yeah, I mean, I could see why you would want to take this. This actually has a pretty fire setup. If it can go and recover this floor, punch through this, definitely a longer expiration would be needed on that, but over that mark you would have like 97.17 and you know, at least halfway to 98.70. So I'm hoping for a gap up. If we gap down and get back underneath this wall, dude, you're gonna chop again. It's gonna be a choppy fucking box. So hopefully Microsoft, which does have enough weight to pull. So Ava. Damn, sorry, I'm so late on that one. Listen, if you take this long, I do not blame you. Big wick down, big wick up. I could see, yeah, 102 and 100. I went over this morning, and today we saw that pullback, that empty space filled up, like I said, and so there's the close. And so we're, yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible setup at all. So if you did place something speculative on that, you know, I wouldn't blame you. So this is your last chance to grab any Q hedges or anything of that nature. I don't know who jacked up the fucking ask on that, but thanks. NVNI. I mean, it's squeezing. Obviously, you made it through the structure here, structure there. And there. Wow. Do y'all see that?
Yep.
That was hilarious. Anyway, I guess if this keeps squeezing, I'd be looking at a 70-cent target and a 140 target. That's about it. I did take the cues, yes.
Microsoft's ripping.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not. You're making that up. Stop making things up, dude. You're lying.
Eh.
It's dancing.
Is this cost basis or is that cost basis? I can't tell if it's this one or the candle's closed there, but you got equal wicks there. Let's go to the 4 hour. That should tell me the truth. That's
For
the
anyone
truth.
that took that, I hope it stays up there for you.
For my Q calls, it needs to stay up there.
Well, yeah, same.
Yeah, right. Tell me about it.
All right, I'm calling trend line next, which should be like at 230 if it could go get above that top.
Damn, Q's 477, 50, 60 now, kinda.
Yeah, stronger. If we can get up to 430, I think we'll see that target on the Qs tomorrow pretty easy.
God damn.
Damn, Microsoft.
Yeah, I just saw that. We need that though. They've been having shit earnings the last few times.
Yeah, I don't feel sad about missing this for sure. This is actually the first time in a long time that I've seen such a nice move on. I mean, the earnings will move, but it always gets pulled back or doesn't follow through.
Yeah. Like a quick fade.
Yeah, that part.
That's why I don't like evening earnings.
What does that mean by that part? No, I'm sorry. What's my target on the Qs? 483. Inshallah.
Or you think
Mashallah.
that 490s are too far away to get some good IV?
You're pushing it, big dog.
Yeah, that's what okay. Yeah.
I mean,
It would
it's
have made sense, but
it's the runoff, yeah. 484, 483 gets hit. Yeah, I could see that working out, but
I'm gonna take 140 or 487.
I have hedges though, 100%. So, not you said snow looks good on that close. Jesus Christ, dude! What do you? Yeah, of course it does. I'm still heartbroken. Never got over that.
Fuck snow.
I mean,
Did
I
you
would.
get 460s for your hedge on the keys?
Yeah, and some 455s.
I grabbed the 457s.
We have bigger news on Friday, don't we? In the morning.
Let's see. Yeah, unemployment, ISM. Thought you didn't trade news? What do you mean? I'm not in
The news
Microsoft.
trades Potter.
There you go. I'm not in. Yeah, I did see UPS laid off. I guess they're ending things with fucking Amazon.
There goes Meta. Blowing
Finally,
up.
my packages will come to the right place.
Yeah, Meta just
Jesus.
Meta
fuck.
ripped.
Yep, straight up to that target. There's a gap right there.
Tesla's next.
Look at that. Look at that. Damn! Damn!
when does Tesla report earnings, Astro?
They're just gonna be carried, man. Come on.
Didn't it already report earnings?
Yeah, it was a fucking huge miss
On what?
on Tesla.
It was projected guidance.
Oh my god. One day you'll be free, Astro.
We'll be rich from here.
Q was almost at 479. It's crazy.
Sweet. What the fuck was that?
My bad.
Is that your
I got a
phone?
question.
Do you
My
get?
alert. It went off on Meta.
Oh, I thought it was your phone, dude. I was like, damn, you get text messages from 2005?
He just beat Snake.
god.
Wow, that's fucking AI. That's crazy. $11% year-over-year increase for Microsoft revenue. I actually have like $100+ in Microsoft rebates from like video games and shit.
These Q calls will get over 100% before 115.
My Qs are of 80%. I should hold them until tomorrow. We don't have much of a choice. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, how much you're? Oh, that's how much there are now. Yeah, you know, a light little screamer. Like, is it holding? Yeah, it's holding. All right. God, Bill Gates is a disassociated fuck. Marcus says you're gonna hold it whether you look at it or not. Yeah, just go night night. According to the Robinhood simulation on the calls, I could make more selling them now than at 483 off the IV pump or something. I don't really trust Robinhood, my guy.
Yeah.
Okay, probably.
The simulation is completely off.
It's
It
so
doesn't
bad.
account. Yeah, it doesn't account for I don't know, like just regular
It
demand.
doesn't count for IV, I think.
I don't think it does.
The
Yeah.
simulation is real.
Let him sell and let him feel the pain in the morning.
No. Yeah. That's evil AB right there.
Or he could be right. Sell it
Yeah,
and
I
he
mean-
could be right and we could be wrong.
Follow your heart, and then you'll let us know whether you're right or wrong.
I just want him to win.
That was very romantic, Astro.
Do that for you, Mr. Cricket.
Call me Jiminy.
Yeah, we don't talk to him anymore. He got gobbled up. Please tell me he was at least covered in chocolate or something.
Oh my god.
My alerts are going crazy right now. All my downside alerts last night and all the upside alerts right now.
Sal, did you take AMD?
I got AMD. I got the 101s for tomorrow.
103s.
Nice.
Did you hold everything, Chad, or did you cut your stuff you're talking about?
I had a golf tournament this morning. I didn't touch a fucking thing, and I'm almost back to zero. Well, I did get some Q calls here that I'm up $1,000, so that's covering probably the grand that I've lost in Theta. But yeah, didn't do a thing.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I kind of watched it, kind of coming back all day.
Kenny, by the way, I think I'm gonna make a test. I'll just save it for another day. But if you want to know the prices of anything, it's on my website, which is just right in my bio.
AMD's going up too. I don't know who else got into that.
Yeah, it looks
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about PLTR. That was an oversight on my side. I didn't see the end of day close.
Yeah, I'm actually my equity, dude. I'm glad I took profit and not panic sold.
I don't know. They might be heading for all-time highs.
Might be right. All right, friends. What are you in, Potter? Your mom. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
there
It
we
came
go.
out. I was supposed to keep that in. I was supposed to keep that inside. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean it. I don't
Bro,
even
you
have a
made it
mom.
worse.
I'm
You
sorry.
literally made it worse talking about leaving it in. Made it worse.
I mean, we need a clip for that, please.
My God, I'm sorry.
Geez, you say one thing and triggers everyone at the same time.
Hey Potter, did you look at Shark Ninja?
That shit like a stripper.
I'm scared of sharks. What's the ticker on that?
SN.
Oh,
They have
Shark
earnings.
Ninja again.
They have earnings on the 8th.
Listen,
yeah, the chart's looking decent.
I'd rather
It
slide.
held cost basis.
Oh my God, dude! I'd rather slide down a fucking cheese grater with spandex on than fucking.
Bro, what is wrong with you?
My God.
Bro,
This is why the soundboard gets filled up.
how do you come up with this shit?
This is where I regret having visual memory because I was picturing that as he was talking about it.
Oh.
With the spandex and everything.
Yep.
Sprouts,
good image.
Sprouts had earnings. Made his down move like I was looking for. My further downside.
I see 8610 on that one for Shark Ninja if it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like a straightforward upside target. Downside, I mean, you have a box underneath you right here. And that's where you can see a punch down. So.
Yeah, I had 77, I think.
Have a good night.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Becoming Dusty.
Yeah.
Also, Kava has a shit ton of interest on their let's see.
You
was
told
it
me that.
May
Yeah.
9th?
Yeah. Well, that's why I was saying, like,
May 9th 100s have a lot of volume and interest.
it
I don't know
almost
why.
seems, yeah, it almost seems inevitable after today's candle. Like tomorrow, I think Kava's got to be on the watch list, and it has earnings too. So it's like, even if I
Yeah,
get
it's on the
in,
16th, I think.
yeah, maybe I just grab the expiration I need.
I got the seconds and I just got some 9ths, and then I might get 16ths tomorrow, depending on what it does. But there's a lot of interest on that 100 level on all three of those dates.
Bro is aging in reverse. Thank you. Did I go over Kava? Yeah, definitely. I mean, today's candle really speaks volumes, right? When you lose something, sellers need to keep pushing it down. And they didn't do that. They didn't pass the baton. They didn't give it to that next sell wall. And it pulled up and held its floor. So that says a lot to me. Means a lot to me. But yeah, I mean, it's good.
What about the 4 rejections, though? Those 4 wicks, does that worry you? Like they didn't make it, and it's just,
no,
or is it just more ready to pop once it does?
Yeah, the more touches, the more likely, you know, when it does break, it's going to be.
Got
decent.
it. Okay. I get confused with that sometimes. With okay, it's hit that a bunch of times and failed, so it's more likely to go back down. But once it's come back up, now it's more likely to get through because it's already exhausted all the volume.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Cool. I think we're.
Hood's earnings not looking good right now.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
It's just kind of
Flat.
So 50. Yeah, it's flat.
Well, listen. If
it
it
hasn't
doesn't,
reported yet, but
well, if it doesn't move, keep it on the watch list. I love when stocks don't move on earnings. So.
Yeah, a few
Yeah,
days
so
later.
why
later,
don't you look at eBay then? If you love stocks that don't move,
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't mean like torture you afterwards.
it's like it moved on its earnings and look at it, it did nothing.
What was it, like 6 months ago? The Discord part spent like 10 bands on eBay.
Bro,
combined.
that
he was the only one that like
Hey,
came out ahead somehow.
Listen. I had nothing to do with that. That was not me. That was you guys and
I go
TTI.
calling.
Yeah, that was. I think I literally said like I was like, nope, I don't do eBay because there's a pic of me, or not a pic, a video. I sound like a fucking old dude now. There's a picture, McGrath, of me calling into the Kramer show and asking him about eBay, which is pretty funny because it doesn't enunciate what he says, and so he's like, Garrett in Oregon, if you like eBay and some other guy likes eBay, then I think you got horses. But the way he said it sounded like he said you got poor sense, and that's what I heard on the phone and on the screen. So like when it first came out, I was like deeply insulted. I was like, damn, fuck you. I'd listen back.
If you said that to him though. Like,
I called Manny. Yeah, well, I called Manny. I was like, well, no, they hang up the phone as soon as you ask your question.
Oh.
Yeah, they hang up immediately. Or like there's like a line where you can like hear what's the, but nah, yeah, they just, it's funny if you have a question, he answers it, but you don't get to hear it until it airs, which could be 2 or 3 days later. But they curate everything. Like when they call you like 6-8 hours in advance, and they're like, okay, here's what you can't do. Here, like, you know, how do you want to word your question? You'll read it to them, and they'll be like, maybe you should word it like this, and they like make it perfect, and then they send that to Kramer. They come up with an answer. You know, they script it up. So,
Of course.
yeah,
It's trying to go green now.
Yeah. What is trying to go green?
Hood. It hasn't showed reports yet, but it's the big wick is turning green now.
It's got a gangrene. My big wick has gangrene.
Oh, now it's red. But yeah, it's close. It recovered all of that downside part, so we'll see. It's probably jerking back and forth until they decide.
That's what she
Yeah, I shouldn't have said
Your
that.
big green wicks and jerking back. I mean, I'm just saying.
It's pegging, all that stuff. Yeah, all that shit.
What are you talking about pegging right now?
He was trying to peg something, and
I'm trying to peg the position of this stock right now.
yeah, that's what it wasn't like that. Not like yours, Astro.
Yeah, you're funny, but no.
Get your mind out of the gutter, man.
Have you seen the clip where Kramer is on that cream? No, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? You've been watching Wolf? No, I have not. I just let the stocks come to me, or I wait for my alerts to go off. Yeah, wow, what a rejection off that. God damn it. I think, who traded that in here? That was just that's everything right there. If you make your way, even if you didn't know about boxes, if you just said, okay, wherever the top of that is right there, where it's held down, if that and the floor is recovered, and dude, that's, I mean, look at that. When you have, so there's like special formularies that you can use, like, and I think a lot of you guys have kind of figured this out. If you trade, like, for example, if I was to trade biopharmaceuticals, then I would have, there's a way to do that with this system, right? And there's like a checklist that you would have to make, and that would be like Wolf 2 or, you know, SoFi or something like that, something that squeezes. So you'd have to go through a checklist. Like with biopharmaceuticals, I would have to go through the testing calendar, right? For like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And generally I would like highlight ultra important diseases, you know, which again is crazy, but that's just how the market works. So I would target something, you know, it could be cancer, it could be fucking anything, you know, serious. And if it's going into like schedule, you know, phase 2, phase 3, and it has a high short float and it looks like Wolf, that's a recipe, right? And that's where you can get these, you know, stupid cheap. And it's actually not expensive to trade them. So like you can still lose a lot, but you can make a lot, you know, trading them, and it just lowers your risk. But you could do that, or even I did short float hunting for a long time. I would just look for shorter or cheaper price stocks and look for high short floats, you know, or short volume. So thank you, Alex. I just saw the new videos uploaded. Gracias. BioPlum. Creamy Kramer? What are you losing at?
All right, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Have a good night.
Who is it?
Peace. Why does it feel like a Friday?
It does feel like a Friday, Zebo. Bye, you
Don't
too.
worry.